Hello and welcome to Across Louisiana. My name is Steve Sawyer, your host for the show, and we're so happy that you're going to be able to join us today. We've got a great show lined up. Emily Menard. Emily is the program manager with Tipitina's Foundation, and she's here today to talk about the foundation, an incredible musical instrument program that they have, and they're going to be donating musical instruments to children. Julie Habetz is the chairman for the 2014 Zoo to Do for Kids. She got information on how your kids and you can be a part of a wonderful program that Zoo to Do always does, and I believe this is their 26th year that they've been doing Zoo to Do for Kids. Michele Reynoir is the chairwoman slash queen of the 2014 Whitney Zoo to Do for the big boys and the big girls. Just an incredible program that's put on in New Orleans, and they've been doing it for 37 years, and she's going to talk about this year's program and how you can get tickets and so forth. And then Michele Gaiennie is the executive director for BridgeHouse, Grace House, and she's with Clinical Services, and she's going to share some wonderful information about the programs at BridgeHouse, Grace House, and if you know anyone that needs help and assistance, certainly the place to go. Again, Steve Sawyer, you're watching Across Louisiana. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Across Louisiana. Again, we greatly appreciate you being a part of this program. Today, our first guest is Emily Menard. Emily is the program manager for Tipitina's Foundation. Emily, thank you so much for breaking away from Tipitina's to come spend some time with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, talk a little bit about the mission of the organization, Tipitina's Foundation, because I know everybody's familiar with Tipitina's, but they might not be familiar with the foundation part of that.
Yes, a lot of people don't realize that while we have this great music club that's been around for many years, about 13 years ago, Tipitina's Foundation was started to help preserve Louisiana's unique musical culture through helping childhood music education and the professional development of adult musicians in the state.
And what are some of your core programs that you have there?
We have 4 core programs, 3 of which are geared more towards children. We have our Instruments A Coming program that we're going to be talking about today, where we give musical instruments to school music programs in the New Orleans area. We have our Sunday Youth Music Workshops, which is where we offer free workshops for students at Tipitina's every other Sunday. Students can just come to Tipitina's, play on stage with these legendary New Orleans musicians, get to learn from them, work on their improv skills. We have our it's a really great experience. We have our internship program, which is specifically for high school students who have been playing music for a little while but are ready to take it to the next level, maybe interested in getting a music degree or pursuing it as a career. And then we have our Network of Music Office Co-ops, which is our program for adult musicians. And it's a series of offices across the state, 7 of them in 7 different cities. And we offer different resources there, from software to hardware you need for recording your music, tools you need for promoting yourself. We also have tools for other digital media workers as well.
Well, let me ask, your website is tipitinasfoundation.org. We will put that on the screen. As far as internships and programs, all that information can be found on the website?
On our website,
yes.
yes.
And internships, that sounds pretty incredible, and I just bet a lot of people aren't familiar with the fact that you offer a program like that.
Yes, and it's a program that runs during the school year. It starts each September. So I highly recommend looking at our website or giving us a call.
Well, let's talk April 28th, Instruments A Coming.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
Instruments A Coming is our big annual fundraiser, and that's where we put on a big festival at Tipitina's that starts at 6 p.m. on April 28th and goes through the night. But it's a way to raise money to purchase instruments for New Orleans area school music programs. It's really great. You can purchase tickets at tipitinas.com. But the way that the night sort of works is that we have an outdoor festival from 6 to 9. That part is free and open to everyone.
Oh,
it's
great.
very family friendly. At 6 o'clock, we have a Battle of the Bands that starts, where we feature some of the marching bands that we've helped in the past. This year, it's Lake Area High School, Cohen College Prep, Sophie B. Wright Charter School, and West Jefferson High School.
And these will be schools that you've got instruments to?
They'll be playing on
That's
instruments
wonderful.
that Tipitina's Foundation gave them. Outside, we'll also do some other performances. We'll have a brass band. Some of our interns from our internship program will be performing. And then for VIP ticket purchasers, we'll have a big tent out there that has restaurants set up where they get access to food and drinks. And then we'll also have our silent auction tent out there where anyone can come and see what we have out there, and all the proceeds from those auction items will go towards helping buy instruments.
Emily, that is great. And I was reading where you have donated instruments 79 school bands across Louisiana at a value of more than $2.7 million is what you've donated. That's pretty incredible.
Yes, this is our 13th year doing that, so we've been doing it for a while, and it's just, the need in Louisiana is so great. The funding and for schools, music programs is always being cut.
Yeah.
And so we started this program just being New Orleans focused many years ago, but we realized that the need is so great. So a few years back, we began branching out and working in other cities as well.
Well, Emily, best of success with Instruments Are Coming. I love that name. That's very appropriate. And please come back to the show and tell us how the event went and other events that are coming up with Tipitina's Foundation. Again, best of success with the fundraiser that you have coming up. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana again. We thank you so much for being a part of the show. Very excited to have Julie Habetz. Julie is the chairman for the 2014 Zoo to Do for Kids. A little bit different than the Zoo to Do. So Julie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And let's talk about Zoo to Do for Kids and how that differs from the Zoo to Do.
Well, it is typically held 1 week before. It's the Friday before the big Zoo to Do. And it basically started as a little, way for us to have families with young children come enjoy, a party at the zoo, just like the adult Zoo to Do.
Is it a little more casual than Zoo to Do, would you say?
Definitely, yes. It's kind of spring casual attire, come comfortable, and the kids be ready to play, enjoy all the activities at the zoo.
Yeah, so if I'm a kid and I'm coming, and let's say I've never been to Zoo to Do for Kids, what am I going to see? What am I going to do?
Well, you probably walk in and you'll have the lucky dog stand there greeting you, and popcorn and ices and all kinds of treats for the kids.
So I'm going to eat well.
Yes, very well. We have 45 local vendors serving up all kinds of things from pizza, cheese sticks, macaroni and cheese, chicken nuggets, anything kids would like.
Sneak some adult food in there as well?
Yes. Okay. Zia and Voodoo Barbecue, I believe, have adult dishes and some Thai ribs. We've got roly-poly sandwiches, lots of local food. And one of the best parts that my kids always enjoy is right when you walk up, they have handheld animals. So your children get to touch the owls and porcupines, and different years they have different animals, but it's a really interesting
So
feature.
is it more, when you get there, is it more, are you guided through, or are you pretty much on your own to see the zoo? Or, I mean, is it like a set time schedule for things, or?
You're on your own time. They do provide a program, like we give everyone a program with a map showing you where everything is. But for example, the carousel area, the carousel has free rides all night long. You can ride the Swamp Train Express. There are entertainment stages set up in various areas, and we have, for example, the Superstars is our main stage entertainment, so they will be going on the big stage. But we have lots of activities that are spelled out on the map in the program.
Now, the date is April the 25th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Tickets can be purchased how?
Tickets online is the easiest way, or you can call the zoo office, but the www.audubon.org/ZTDK for Zoo to Do Kids.
And that's for the tickets, and then I guess information about the program itself and so forth. What is the cost for a ticket?
Well, there are ticket prices starting at $20 for members of Audubon, $25 for non-members, and that's for a 6:30 p.m. admittance, and that goes until 9 p.m. We also have $40 tickets for an early admittance at 5:30 p.m. And then there are additional sponsor and patron packages available, with prices going up from there.
Yeah, and this year you're celebrating your 26th anniversary.
Yes.
That is incredible.
Yes.
You think if you do such a good job this year, they'll have you as 2015 chairperson?
No, we'll pass that along.
That's always the danger of doing a great job as chairperson. You did so great, we want you to come back. Well, it's just an incredible program. And I mean, honestly, if you live in the Metro New Orleans area, you'd know about Zoo to Do and Zoo to Do for Kids. And my family's had the pleasure of being a part of this, and I must say it's just an outstanding evening. So we'll put the website on the screen for ticket information. And Julie, best of success with the program, and we hope you have a chance to come back and tell us about how the program went and some good stories and how much money you raised and so forth, because it is a fundraiser. I wanted to make sure we did point that out. It is a fundraiser.
And you know, one of the things I don't know if people have noticed on our invitations and then our door decorations that may be seen around town, these are for sponsors and committee members that are helping. But the theme this year is the Gator, because the proceeds will go to help underwrite Gator Run, which is Audubon's new lazy river.
Okay.
And it's an expansion of the Cool Zoo water park area.
Oh, that is wonderful, wonderful news. Julie, thank you for being on the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. We've got more Zoo to Do activity we want to talk about. Michele Reynoir is the chairman for the 2014 Whitney Zoo to Do for the big boys and girls, let's say.
Big Mama's here.
Big Mama is here. And Big Mama, how do you get so lucky to be chairman? Do you work up to this from an organization standpoint and you culminate in now I'm chairman? Or?
Well, it's a very interesting thing that they do. I did work on the entertainment committee for years and know all the people involved at the zoo. But they sort of surprise you with this honor, and you're not really asked if you would like the honor. They surprise you at your apartment with music, flowers, 25 past queens, signs, everyone's cheering, a crown, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can't believe this. And of course you can't say no.
Right, not after all that.
And then after the shock wears off, you realize, oh wow, this is really very cool. But it's shocking.
So you're not really a chairman, you're the queen.
The queen, of course.
And so next year you get to go to somebody's apartment or home or whatever and
know that
volunteer them.
I cannot wait for that moment. Plotting, I can't wait to do it to them.
By this time next year, we'll have that person on the show. So let's talk about Zoo to Do. This is the 37th annual fundraiser. And I point out it is a fundraiser because you are raising funds for, is it the Gator Run exhibit?
The Gator Run, which is, they're building a lazy river, which is, you'll float on rafts around this river, and it's part of the Cool Zoo. So the kids will love it. It'll be wonderful in the summer. So all the proceeds from both kids and the Big Zoo to Do go towards that.
That is fantastic. Tickets can be purchased online?
Online, same place, audubon.institute.com/Zoo to Do. Big Zoo to Do tickets start at $155 for members, and they go way up to sponsors. Sponsor patron party starts at 7. General admittance is at 8. We have 80 restaurants and 60 bars.
Wow.
Different beverage things. We have Party on the Moon, which is an incredible party band that plays at Donald Trump's New Year's Eve party every year.
Really?
And they are really fun.
Nice. And the patron party is a little different than the normal event, and it's more private, would you say?
Well, it's a smaller group of people. It's in the Audubon Tea Room.
Okay.
And yeah, there's private tents and early admittance, and there's some benefits to it. But
before we run out of time, let's talk about, you've got a nice raffle going where you can win a Lexus. Let's talk about that.
Lexus of New Orleans donated this beautiful, I don't know if you can see it, this beautiful Lexus. And there's a raffle. Raffle tickets are $100 each. They only sell 1,000, and you can buy those online. You don't have to attend. You don't have to be at the Zoo to Do to win. And people love that. And these earrings, donated by Ken Friend.
Earrings are gorgeous.
These are beautiful. They will be on the silent auction. And along with about 40 other beautiful items. These are the sponsor ties that are given to every sponsor, donated by Nola Couture. They're just great looking. They've got alligators and an occasional little white gator, which we love. So these are also available for purchase at Nola Couture, made especially for the Zoo to Do. And it's when it's a beautiful night, there's nothing like the Zoo to Do.
I agree.
The zoo is transformed into this magical, incredible place, and everybody's got to go.
Yeah, I think it is probably one of the most premier events in all of New Orleans, actually. It is a one-of-a-kind, truly, that sort of an event.
Just please no rain.
And no cold. No cold.
That was extraordinary last year.
Michele, thank you so much for taking time. And again, we're going to put the website up. It's audubon.institute.org, ZTD, for all your ticket information on both Zoo to Do and Zoo to Do for Kids. Stay with us. We have one more guest, and we'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Again, we thank you for being a part of the show. Our final guest today is Michele Gaiennie. Michele is the Executive Director for BridgeHouse Grace House, and you're the Director of Clinical Services.
Yes.
I wanted to make sure I got that
I'm
in
over the
there.
clinical services for BridgeHouse and Grace House.
How long have you been there?
I've been there for 10 years this past December.
Wow, that's incredible. Michele, what's the mission of your organization? What is it? What do you stand for, so to speak?
BridgeHouse Grace House provides long-term residential substance abuse treatment to men and women who otherwise would not be able to afford it. And the focus really is on that long-term component.
Mm-hmm.
Often by the time people come to us, they've lost their families, they've lost their jobs, they may be homeless. They have no resources whatsoever, no health insurance. So we take people who have basically lost everything and provide them housing, substance abuse treatment, supports. We work very strongly to reconnect families.
Wow. Now, do they supplement, do they help by getting employment? And do you help them find employment? Or?
Our first phase of the program is very intense. It's a very intense clinical program. So initially people are in group therapy, individual therapy, educational lectures, attending 12-step meetings every day.
Wow.
And as the program goes along, it's a different level system. People earn more privileges, and often the focus changes a little. So the focus is always on substance abuse treatment and how to live without alcohol and drugs. But then we have a huge vocational component where we work with people and we have work groups, resume writing workshops, how to interview for a job.
Wow, that's great.
Everybody goes through our work packet, and then individuals go on what we call work search. So they may go on work search during the day, and then in the evenings they go to their clinical programs, their group therapy, and 12-step meetings.
Wow.
So our goal is really for everyone to have sobriety, be reunited with their family, their support system, have housing and a job by the time they complete our program.
Well, and to do all this naturally takes money. And
Yes.
you have a big fundraiser coming up on May the 9th at the Audubon Tea Room. We had the pleasure of going last year, and I got to say, it is absolutely incredible. I don't know how many items you had for the silent auction, but for those that have been to the Audubon Tea Room, it's just surrounded by all the items you have. Talk about the event on May the 9th.
Okay, so it's May 9th at the Audubon Tea Room. The silent auction starts at 11. This year our theme is Saving Graces, Women of Wellness. We select individuals in the community who serve as role models to the clients that we serve. And this year we're honoring Carol Solomon with People's Health, PK Sherrill with Gifted Nurses, and then Dr. Gertler, who's an oncologist at East Jefferson General Hospital. Okay. We also have the Richard M. Buzzy Gaiennie Award, and that is going to Meg Farris for all of her broadcasts regarding recovery and her support of recovery in our community over the years.
That's great.
And then we have a Volunteer Recognition Award for Dr. Deacon J. Albert, who has been volunteering at BridgeHouse for at least the past 7 years.
Well, and you cannot beat the Audubon Tea Room for a place to have an event. Again, we went last year, and it's just absolutely phenomenal. The silent auction, the food, everything is just first class.
It's a fabulous venue. And then we also have an alumna of the year who will be there, and she'll tell her success story.
Well, Michele, before we run out of time, the website is www.bridgehouse.org.
Yes.
All information can be found about tickets and so forth
All
on the
information
website?
can be found on the website.
Okay.
And
Well,
if anybody's interested in information about treatment, it can all be found there.
Okay. Thank you so much for taking time to be on the show. Best of success with the fundraiser, and I can honestly say I look forward to seeing you there. You've been watching Across Louisiana. My name is Steve Sawyer. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today, and we'll see you next time.